There is no rest for those who live in the great house at Collinwood, for a new terror has come into their lives. A strange giant of a man has appeared mysteriously on the estate, and he is believed to be a maniacal killer on the loose. Only 3 people know his true identity.
Cassandra, where have you been?
Oh, I took Julia to see Professor Stokes.
Thanks, we had a fascinating conversation about the occult.
Well, never mind about that now. David was very nearly killed this evening.
Killed? How?
Well, I'll tell you about everything in just a minute. He's all right. He's up in his room resting. I'm going to call the police. They ought to be able to find the man before he gets too far.
What man?
The man who tried to abduct David. I shot him in the shoulder. He couldn't have gotten too far in that condition. This is Roger Collins. I want to report a shooting. I don't know the name of the man who was shot, yes? Yes, I did. It happened a few hundred yards from Collingwood. In the woods. The man was trying to abduct my son. No, the boy is here now. He's safe. I never saw the man before. He was a complete stranger. Yes, I remember quite well. He was an enormous man, well over 6 feet. Broad-shouldered, dressed in black. His face was quite ugly. I didn't get close enough to see for sure, but his face seemed to be disfigured.
Cassandra, I have to take something
Yes.
to the old house. Would you mind apologizing
Yes, that's
to
right.
Roger?
Well, yes, of course.
I'll be back soon to see
Yes.
David.
Well, the man can't have gotten too far. He's been badly wounded. He's probably still somewhere on the estate. Well, how many men do you have available? Well, very well, send them all. Now. Yes, all of them. Or shall I interrupt Sheriff Patterson at his banquet? Thank you. There's a killer loose, and all the desk sergeant can think about is the safety of the police station.
Roger, I'm so sorry I wasn't here. I hope you're not angry with me.
No, of course not, darling. How could you know that David was in danger?
He shouldn't be allowed to play in those woods alone.
Oh, I don't know how many times I've warned him against it, but he never listens.
It's so fortunate that you came along in time.
I wouldn't have if it hadn't been for Liz.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, she was returning from the old house, and she encountered this man in the woods. He frightened her, and she came running here to tell us about it. I knew David was out playing, and I got a gun and went out looking for him. Barnabas went with me.
Barnabas?
Yes, as a matter of fact, but for Barnabas's quick thinking, David might not be here now.
Why? What did he do?
I don't know exactly. It seemed as though he had some influence over this strange man.
Influence?
That's the only way I can describe it. The man held David in his arms. Barnabas warned me not to fire at the man because I might hit David. And then Barnabas slowly went toward the man and began to speak to him very gently, as one does to a child.
Oh, and then what happened?
Well, for some reason, he must have been affected by what Barnabas was saying. He began to listen to him and believe him, and he put David down. Then David went over to Barnabas, and then this man started a sort of a growling and came toward David. That's when I shot at him, and he disappeared into the woods.
Did this man ever say anything?
No, not to me, no.
Or to Barnabas?
No, not to Barnabas either.
To whom, then?
He said something to Liz when he saw her in the woods. I don't know exactly how he wouldn't have known this, but he pronounced Barnabas's name. And Liz said that he kept repeating it over and over.
Do you think it's possible that Barnabas and this man know each other?
Well, it's hard to imagine how they would.
Why?
Well, Barnabas is a cultured, well-bred man, and this man, the other man, was obviously of a lower class. He was quite grotesque. He was mean-tempered, and then there was something. There was something very unnatural about his behavior.
Unnatural? What do you mean, Roger?
Cassandra, if I hadn't seen him moving about, making those curious grunting sounds, it would have been even easy to imagine that he was dead.
A walking dead man?
Yes, I know it sounds absurd.
Yes. It's also rather fascinating. We must ask Barnabas about this strange creature.
Don't worry. I intend to do just that.
Barnabas.
Julia, where have you been?
Never mind, I heard the news at Collinwood. Tell me, what's happened?
Well, Adam is on the loose somewhere. He's been shot.
Yes, I know. Roger told me while he was calling the police.
The police?
Yes, he's asked them to come and search the grounds.
Julia, we can't let the police find him.
You mean you haven't found him?
No.
Barnabas, let's go inside and think this through calmly. How did he ever manage to get out of here?
I don't know.
You don't know. Weren't you with him?
Well, if I had been, he wouldn't have got out, would he?
I suppose not, but you were supposed to stay with him until I came back, Barnabas.
Well, I did until late this afternoon. And then I took him some food and... Julia, he spoke to me.
He did what?
He spoke my name. I was so astonished I didn't know what to do. I decided that I had to find you, so I left for Collinwood.
Oh. Adam must have gotten upset when you left him alone and tried to follow you.
Well, it never occurred to me he'd do a thing like that.
In his own childish way, he sees you as a father figure, and he wants to be with you.
Well, that analysis may be valid, but it's not helping us at the moment.
Well, what would you suggest?
Well, we should be out looking for him. We must find him before the police do.
Where's Willie?
But he's still searching in the woods.
Good. Have you searched the house?
No.
I think we should.
Adam would never come back here.
Well, why wouldn't he?
Julia, he was shot in the shoulder. He went screaming off into the woods like a wild animal.
Well, that's precisely why he would come back here.
What do you mean?
When a child's been hurt, he goes home. The only home Adam has ever known is here, downstairs in a cell.
Yes, you could be right.
Begin downstairs, and then we'll search the rest of the house.
Well, you better get your medical bag. He may be seriously hurt. Let me go first. You're so right, Julia. He did come back.
The poor thing must be in terrible pain.
Well, we've got to attend to that wound.
Barnabas, be careful. He's afraid of us again, and it's understandable.
Why?
Was he with you when Roger shot him?
Yes, but he knows I don't want to hurt him. He knows I didn't want Roger to shoot him.
He's so confused and upset now. He's hurt. And he's angry, and his anger may be dangerous. You'd better not move too fast on him.
Adam, try to understand me. We want to help you. Your arm is bleeding. We must stop the bleeding. You do understand me, don't you? We don't want you to die, Adam. We want you to live. We're going to help you. Dr. Hoffman is going to make you well again. It's all right, Adam. There's nothing to be afraid of. We're going to take good care of you. Now, sit forward. Forward. There. Now, Dr. Hoffman is going to see that you're going to be well. Careful now, Julia.
Don't worry, I'll be careful.
Is it bad?
Either Roger's a dreadful shot or Adam is just lucky. It's not serious. I can handle it easily if you'll cooperate.
Oh, he will. He realizes that we don't want to hurt him anymore. How long will it take?
Oh, maybe half an hour.
Very well. I'll be back.
Where are you going?
To Collinwood.
Well, what for?
Didn't you say that Roger called the police?
Yes.
Well, I want to see that they don't come prowling around here.
Well, how will you do that?
I don't know. What did you do to him?
Nothing. He doesn't want you to go.
Well, I can't stand by him 24 hours a day.
He doesn't know that. He expects you to.
How can I convince him that it is important for me to go to Collinwood?
I don't know.
Adam, sit back. Sit back. I'm going outside, but I will be back soon. Very soon. You stay here and let Dr. Hoffman look after you. Let her help you.
It's amazing how he can sense what you're saying without understanding the words.
Yes, Julia. I think he's going to learn fast. Very fast indeed.
Good evening, Barnabas.
Good evening. I'm here to see Roger.
Yes, he's in the drawing room.
Barnabas. Well, I was beginning to wonder what had happened to you.
What do you mean?
Well, you disappeared so quickly when David was rescued.
Well, I was hoping that I might be able to find the man who apprehended him.
And were you able to?
No, he disappeared into the woods. Perhaps the police will have better luck.
No, they haven't been able to find him either.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
Yes, it is. Had you ever seen that man before, Barnabas?
What made you ask that?
Well, you haven't answered my question.
No, I'd never seen him before. Why?
When Liz saw him in the wood this afternoon, he kept saying your name.
Yes, I know. She mentioned that at the time.
Yes, in fact, that's all he could say. If he had never met you, it strikes me as being rather odd, doesn't it to you?
Yes, it does.
Well, I'm sure that there's some explanation for it.
Well, if there is, I can't provide it.
Just as I'm sure there is some explanation for his reaction to you.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, he obviously recognized you. He seemed to know who you were.
That's impossible.
Well, I know what I saw. When you began persuading him, only then did he seem to have a willingness to put David down.
Roger, this was an emergency situation. I did the first thing that came to my mind. I could see that shooting at him would only endanger David. So I thought the persuasion might be the best approach. Fortunately for David, I was right.
So you were, and I'm very grateful. But you can understand my curiosity that he knew your name and seemed to recognize you.
Well, I can, of course, but you'll have to wait until he's apprehended before you can find out, because he, after all, is the only one who can tell you. Good night, Roger. Cassandra.
Good night, Barnabas. I'll see you to the door.
There you are, Adam. All finished. Now you're happy about that. Good. What is this? What? You're showing your gratitude? I think we are going to be friends after all. Adam. Adam, you're hurting me.
Music. Music.
I taught you that word and you remember it. Barnabas was right. You are going to learn very fast.
Julia, when you do the experiment again, if both Barnabas and my creation live, if they both live, Barnabas will be free and healthy as long as Adam lives. Adam will drain Barnabas' affliction from him. but will not suffer from the disease itself, because he lives. But if Adam dies, Barnabas Collins will be as he was before.
Music.